Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, August 4th. This is our regular staff meeting. We'll start off with the warrant review. Are there questions? First, Misty, do you have anything to add? Okay. We'll start off with page 1 of 2. Are there questions on page 1 of 2?
Mr. Chairman, I guess I'd just like to make an explanation. Mr. Pollock came up and asked me a question a little bit ago, and I got the answer a little bit better than I was able to give him at the time. On the City of Sheridan thing where it says first quarter dispatch salaries / sculpture purchase, the actual salary purchases to the city are $30,000 of that $39,000, and the buying into the City of Sheridan sculpture program to put the sculptures on the county property onto the rotation is $9,000. So that's it was just combined in the one bill for ease of writing one check instead of two, but it was $30,000 is just our regular city salaries bill. Okay. All right. I have one more question. Yeah. On the Waring Motors hail damage to repair 3 vehicles, do we know, is that going to be reimbursed by our insurance? Do we know that? Cameron not being present.
I would assume that is the case.
I would assume that, I mean, we may have to pay a deductible, but I certainly wouldn't think for 3 vehicles it would be $26,877.
No.
I mean, no. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to pay $1,000 deductible on each one of them or whatever. But
right, I would agree.
We can question Cameron about that later, but
we'll find out when he gets back.
Okay.
Other questions on page 1 of 2?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
CSU Producer Resources Incorporated, the insurance premium for Red Grade Trails, what's that about? Why are we insuring trails? I don't understand. Are these not travel at your own risk? Or?
Is that do we have liability on that? That's a really good question. I wondered about that too.
What's going on with that? And Cameron's not here either, so for that one, but I don't know.
He is looking it up. Maybe.
Actually, produce resources.
I saw the warrant. I mean, it doesn't.
It doesn't tell you anything.
Not a lot.
Here's the actual invoice. Attached notes to it or something, maybe?
Yeah, it doesn't really tell us anything except who the underwriter is.
So I wonder if we're reimbursed by the land trust as well. So that's something.
And then also the question, Clint, are we liable for those in any way for those Red Grade Trails? Or is there some sort of liability coming back to the county on that one? Or would you have to look that one up? Or
I don't know off the top of my head what the situation is there.
Just kind of, yeah.
All right. Something we certainly we can look into when Cameron gets back.
Very good. Anybody else on page 1 of 2? Page 2 of 2. Totals. Moving on to page 1 of 6 of the next pile of paper.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
The assessor, I'll come into this. There's a warrant for King Saddle Reed Imperial Mesh Low Profile. Could you just explain what that is?
Your Commissioners, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Phoenix, that is for door prize for our assessors convention.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions on page 1 of 6? 2 of 6?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't see the coroner here, but I'm going to try and follow up with the $74.18 Benedict Ross is for that.
Okay. Other questions on 2 of 6? Page 3. Page 4. And 5. And 6. So the totals are,
Mr. Chairman,
yeah,
I'm back on, page 4, the very first entry on fixed costs for second chance lease payment storage building, $1,800 per month. I feel that, we're not utilizing that storage facility to its best. I think that we can actually utilize that storage a lot better than what it is right now. I think that we need to really take a look at that because we're bound by that lease for one more year. And so I would ask that that be something that we could bring up in another meeting and get input from all of the county staff entities as to stuff that we can actually be storing in that building.
okay. Noted. Back to page 6 with the totals. Moving on to the airport counting. Any questions? Questions on the airport? Hearing no. Yeah. Go ahead.
Robert, I just had a clarifying question. I didn't see that fast enough. I didn't get a chance to ask you beforehand, but under the Mile High Air Boss Sheridan Pilots Association Open House and Air Show, that 3,200, was that the grant that you got from the state for the extra personnel and I believe the porta potties?
Robert Dale, Sheridan County Airport Manager. Yes, that's correct. That's 100% reimbursable. It's something that the airport should help pay with. It's kind of a safety related item, so they'll help with traffic during that event. So, yep.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yep,
Thank you.
completely reimbursable.
Robert, other questions on the airport? Okay. Hearing none, moving on, we will start with the staff and elected reports. We'll start off with Mark Reed, County Planner.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Mark Reed, County Planner. So you've got obviously quite a few items tomorrow on your agenda from our office. And I'll get ready right now. But as always, encourage any of you to please come up and ask questions or get more information from us at that time, because it makes a lot more sense when you sit down with the resources in front of you in our office. To do that, so yeah, the various subdivisions and CUPs are noted there on your agenda. So Planning Commission, they'll be meeting Thursday. They have one item, the Leslie Draw subdivision application. So that's 13 lots out west of West 5th Street out there. So that'll be considering that, and then folks will probably be looking at that in September. So anyway, I think that's all I have.
Questions for Mark, anyone?
Not a question, but thank you, Mark. I will be taking you up on a couple of questions I have, so I'll be up in your office
Absolutely.
later today.
Yeah, we'll be happy to. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Ian?
Morning, Ken Muller, County Engineer. Don't have a lot, just met with Forestry Division for the state lands portion of Red Gray last week, and we walked the cut and fill lines, and they determined the value of the trees, and has already signed that commercial products permit as a one-pager. So that'll be on the consent agenda next time. That should do it for the state lands. We'll send this off. I think they can send us an invoice for the payment trees, and then we're on hopefully their first meeting coming up. They only meet 4 times a year, state land board, so yeah, we should have everything to get our permit for that project. So.
Okay.
You got the CMAC on the agenda tomorrow. Hopefully have a map and stuff will kind of explain what roads we're doing for that. Any questions on that, answer to me. I got several of those vacations. Prepared to speak to them tomorrow's meeting. You did receive a couple objections. No damage as far as monetary damage, I remember, but speak to them. About all.
Questions for Ken? Anyone? Thank you, Ken.
Mr. Chairman, I would just piggyback while I'm thinking about on Ken's comments. We got, I think really from one person, but there were two separate emails, and Ida brought them to my attention with some concerns about the vacation on Rabbit Creek Road.
We published a deadline for submitting claims and objections, and the location that they need to be filed, which is with
the county clerk. They came to your general email and eventually got to Ida. So Ida came to the question, what's the legal status of these? So I'll just tell you by what I told Ida, they're don't meet the statutory requirement as published as an objection. There were no claim for damages, as Ken pointed out, but that doesn't mean that you can't recognize that input.
and, I would encourage you to do so, just like any other input that you might get via the email, or if an individual comes to the podium and, expresses their concern. So it isn't that you are in any way to disregard what that gentleman submitted to you. It doesn't trigger the official objection, but since there was no claim for damages, that's like, okay, so what?
Yeah. Okay. Other questions for Ken, anyone?
Mr. Chairman, if
Yep.
I may just add to that. So with that legal counsel, we did modify the resolution, the draft resolution. So that it states that we didn't receive it directly by the clerk's office. We added some words to that. So the resolution will be clear. The clerk's office didn't receive those emails.
Okay.
So we just clarified the resolution and sent them on to you as emails.
Miss D, Ida, anything else?
No, sir.
Paul, anything right now? Jesse?
Good morning, Commissioners. Jesse, Emergency Management. Just wanted to let you know that the state did receive the information from FEMA that they have released the grants that we've been waiting for. So both the SHSP and EMPG grants have been released. Well, the application's been open for the states. Those applications then the state applies for, and then they only gave them less than 2 weeks to apply, which is very, very unusual. Obviously, they usually give them over a month to apply. So then what happens is once those awards are given to the state, then those awards are then allowed for the counties then to apply for those awards. So we have not heard from the state what they're going to do with the EMPG grant, which typically pays for half my salary and benefits. So we're waiting to hear that information. And then the SHSP grant, which is 100% funded, those are usually for projects or equipment that's needed. So I'm not sure how quickly the turnaround will be, but we have been warned that since their application period was less than 2 weeks, we may have something very similar where we have like a week or two to apply for different grants. So, which usually we have a couple of months to apply for. So just so you're aware, those grants have been released and they're moving along, at least the ones that they did cut quite a few grants, but most of them we don't apply for anyways. So
Okay.
that's all I got. Any questions for me?
Questions for Jesse, anyone?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
We have that auto hydromet, actually on the mid-month warrants, $39,695.13. Is it part of this grant? I mean, Is that part of that grant thing, or how's that getting paid for?
Yeah, so that was what was approved by the board here for the fire mitigation grant funding. So this was related to the elk fire. Those are the devices that are used for rainfall monitoring. So those will be, I think we purchased 4. We're hoping to get a 5th one depending on the FEMA grants. Again, that was signed and approved quite a few months ago. That's a 75-25 match. So the county is required to pay 25% of those costs, and then the federal government covers 75%.
Very good. Other questions? Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
Rowdy?
Rowdy, County Road Superintendent. The heavy trucks are done running on the Beckton Road, so we're gonna get in there on Wednesday and make the repairs. Lone Axe is gonna supply us some material from the Hannah pit and a loader to load it out with.
Very good.
Good,
That's awesome. Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rowdy.
Rowdy. Renee?
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Kimber?
Good morning, Chair, Commissioners. Kimber Solberg, Fairgrounds Director. I've seen some of your faces up at the fair this week, so we're glad of that. It's gone very well. Just wanted to let you know that you're not getting phone calls. We're doing a good job. So I have an excellent crew, and it's running very smooth. Wanted to let you know that Family Day went well. We had the mutton busting and the junior bull riding, and it was very interesting because the junior bull riding was a new event we had up there. And I think it brought in probably more economic impact than we might have considered because most of the competitors were from out of the county. And they really appreciated and enjoyed the facility. So I'm sure we'll be back. I wanted to thank Commissioner Siddle for auctioneering the first ever pie auction. And I want to thank him that he starts high and works higher. So he doesn't lowball to get started. He starts at a good pace, and it was amazing. People didn't hesitate to jump in. So auctioned 5 pies and took away $500 that will go towards open class. And so it was a very, very productive first annual, and I'm going to say annual because the committee was ecstatic and most likely do it again. And then on the podium, I did place the sale flyer for tonight's livestock sale, and there's more in the hallway if anyone else would like a copy. The buyer's dinner begins at 4 o'clock, and the sale festivities begin at 5. There's a few ceremonial things that happen at the beginning, but the sale is going to kick off right at 5 o'clock. And we did move the fair board meeting to this Thursday instead of next Thursday, so anybody who would want to attend that. Other than that, we're just rocking and rolling through fair.
That's awesome. Anybody got questions for Kimber?
Mr. Chairman, what time is that fair board meeting on Thursday?
5:30.
I did have a bite of the $185 key lime pie, and it was awfully good, but
What the bite cost?
It was excellent. So for a first annual, sometimes those take a little bit, but this one went very well. So,
Yeah. Thank you, Kimber. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your hard work up there. Eric? Robert?
Nothing today.
Kelly? Kenny?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Levi? Clint?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You have the last item on your agenda tomorrow, item 20. I want to just give you some background. Dave Randall's a surveyor came to me with this request, and I worked with Ken Muller to figure out what the county's interest in this was. In the Mountain Shadow subdivision, after it was platted, there was identified a need to run water and sewer lines to the county shop. And we obtained a easement that straddled 2 lots. And the line is now in, and Ken has verified its location. Dave was representing one of the landowners on whose land the lines are not located. So the easement
Is no longer necessary.
necessary or pertinent for us to maintain, but it impacts his setback when he goes to get his building permit. So he had a definite interest in getting that vacated. So it's a partial release of the easement. And if you're interested, I put a map on the whiteboard behind you, you can look at later, but it shows the two lots and the easements. And so if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. I'm sure Ken can fill you in on the location of the lines, but it's just a way to help out a landowner who's, it's very valuable to him to have an extra 10 feet that's not encumbered.
So it's something we have no intent of ever using nor needing, so there'd be no reason why, correct?
Yeah, correct, Ken Moore, County Engineer. Yeah, it's, our water and sewer lines are on lot 19, and this easement's on lot 18. I don't think we'd ever need a additional easement for utilities through there. So.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Good. Questions for Clint or Ken about this?
Actually, I guess it would be for Ken, that's including possible with the airport expansion or anything like that might be happening?
No.
Wouldn't affect it at all? Okay.
No, it was specifically just for the water and sewer services to the main road and bridge shop.
Okay.
Well, we have got a SAWS project going on, or will be going on through that. That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah, I don't think this easement would have any bearing on that. So.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
You? Anything else, Clint? No? Commissioner Jennings, do you have anything?
I don't have anything today, thank you.
Commissioner Arzee?
I'm good. I don't have anything.
Commissioner Siddle?
Well, I was gonna remind everybody about the sale, but Kimber did a good job on that. I believe that everybody, all the county commissioners got invited to the hospital empath center ceremony thing Friday at 1 o'clock. I just want to remind everybody of that. It will be outdoors at the hospital. That empath unit is fairly close to being completed. So anyway, it's not really the grand opening deal, but it's just the ceremony to celebrate the hospital's new empath unit. And I guess I did have a question. Tomorrow, obviously, we're gonna have I've seen a whole lot of people inviting citizens to come and lobby the county commissioners to host a public meeting in regard to the power line question out south of town. And I guess my question becomes, if anyone has actually talked to or invited MDU, because it does us no good to have a public meeting of a bunch of angry people if MDU isn't there to do a presentation or anything. Has anybody actually talked to MDU about this situation, about having a public meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I have not talked to him, but I would encourage us, maybe one of us can set that meeting up and invite them.
Because it does no good to have a public meeting if the entity that's doing the project isn't present at the public meeting,
Right.
in my mind. You can listen to a bunch of people upset about, if there's nobody there to answer the questions, it doesn't do us any good, so.
I agree. I don't know that it's gonna do any good anyway, but, I have talked to a representative from MDU who is kind of the local electrical, I guess, for lack of a better term, superintendent. And he's not happy with the project either. It's gonna go right in front of his house.
Yeah.
He's not happy with it. So, anyway, so.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I will be recusing myself from any, I'll have to leave the room if they do that or whatever, because it directly affects me because I'm a property owner right there too, so I can't have any bearing on this.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman, would you and the rest of the commissioners, I don't mind taking on that task of calling him to you and at least trying to set up a meeting, see if they'd be interested as well as citizens.
That's a good idea, if you don't mind.
I think that'd be great because we can't answer these people's question about hosting a meeting because it doesn't do any good to host a meeting if one side of the issue isn't there. So, yeah.
And I'm gonna assume, based on where they're at in the project, of course, I don't know how far they're into the project, that's gonna need to happen pretty quickly. So, maybe in the next week or so.
I would agree, yes.
Okay.
Anything else, Commissioner Siddle?
Nope, that's all I got. Thank
Got
you.
anything else to stir up?
No.
Key lime pie or anything? I'm just gonna say, I'm going to Cheyenne Wednesday afternoon for LGLP meeting and be back Thursday late, so, I don't have anything else. So I'm gonna say we are adjourned at 9:27. Also,